everybody, it's Norma again. Today I'm going to just show you some of the tags that I've been making ready for some of my journals. There's all sorts of different ones. They're so easy, and I thought perhaps you'd like to see what I do and how I use them. So we'll sort them out so you've got an idea of the selection, because there's quite a few here. So let's just sort them out. So the first ones I've got are these flower and the stamps. So we'll put all those there, like so. So we've got a selection there. Then we've got some really easy peasy ones, which are the tags that you can buy to put onto items that's selling in a shop. So they're sort of like price tags that you get to sell for your shops. The other ones are the tags, and I call these the dog tags, and again they're quite simple to make. Then we've got these ones, which are made from credit cards or loyalty cards, and with various images that's on them, which I really like those. I'll put those there to show you those ones. These little teeny weeny ones and the slightly larger ones are made from scrap that I was practicing how to make faux leather. So I've made those, which they're not quite finished. They're sort of like in progress as such, but they're in there as well. There's another flower one there. Let's just see. These ones are corner tags. So if you've got something and you want to add a dangle to it, these are just little corner ones that slot in like that onto the corner of your page, and then you've got something that can dangle down. So we've got those ones as well. So we'll put those there. Let's see, there's another stamp one. Can't think if there's any others. Let's just browse all through. Oh, a bit tangly. I must admit, these are my favourite ones that I've made. I don't think there's any different ones there. Nope. Slot those back in there. Yeah, I think that's it. Yes, definitely, that's it. So what I'm going to do is show you how I make the different ones. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little tags that you can make following this little series of videos. So what we'll do is we'll just put that away from there, and we'll move all these out of the way, and we'll start with the easiest ones really. Okay, so slot that there and put those there. So these are the easiest ones to make. So as I said, you can buy these in a bundle of about 100 for most stationery shops, and you can also buy them online. And let me just get you a bit closer so you can, there we go. So as I said, you can buy these from most stationery shops, and you can also buy them online. And they come pure white, and all I've gone and done is I've coffee stained them, and then I've just used the, I'll put that on there, slightly different. We've gone and used the stamps just to stamp on them either side, and then they can be part of a dangle. So they're the easiest ones to do. And you can obviously put whatever stamp that you want to go with your work that you're doing. Most of my work has numbers on it, or postal stamps, because they're the ones that I like best. And then just for convenience, if you haven't got those, I just make my own, and it's just a strip of card. Just let me check how wide that is. Oh, so it's about, what would we say, 4 centimetres long, or 1.5 inches long, by 2.5 centimetres wide by, what would that be, 1 inch. And I just cut them down and trim off the edges. Once I've done one and I'm happy with it, I'll match it to the other one and just snip, make a hole and put in one of the little ringlets. And again, I've just stamped it with what numbers, postal stamps, etc, etc. So if you haven't got these ones, you can use these quite easily. So they're the simplest ones to do. So then we move on to these ones. Now, I wasn't aware that you could get laminate paper in two forms. So this is a stamp of a little frog, and the laminate sheet I've gone and used is clear. And that was the only laminate sheet that I'd actually ever seen, was just clear. But somewhere along the line, I saw someone on a YouTube video doing something totally different, but she'd used the opaque. Now, I didn't even know opaque existed, if I'm perfectly honest. And so I searched it on the web, as you do, and came across some sheets that are opaque. Now, it didn't say it was opaque. Gosh, so I bought a big bundle of them. Here we go. And it just says laminating pouch. The thickness is 200 microns. I think that's what it means. The size is A4, 100 pieces, and it is matte. So that's what to look out for if you're going to buy some of these laminating sheets. So again, they start off like that, but when you put your item in, it actually allows that image to come through quite clear. Oh, gosh, that's a bit heavy and wobbly. So I've used those ones to make these flowers. And the way I've gone and used those is just literally slide them into the pouch, put it through the laminator, and then trim to the size that I want it. So I dry all my flowers myself out of my garden, or neighbours' gardens, or friends' gardens. And what I came across was a very small flower press, like so. And I think I got it, well, I know I got it from a car boot. So I'm not sure if in the States you have car boots as such, but we have them. We've got a very, very good local one where I live called West Kirby. And it's on most Sundays from, I think it's April through to October. And it's really well attended, or always has been well attended, and I picked it up from there, and I think I probably took, it was about £1, something like that, not much more, because I don't pay much more, if I'm honest. And it's got these little screw fixes here that screw on and then tighten it. You just leave it there for a couple of months. I normally leave it in my studio for the summer, and everything dries out really well there. And then you just lift it off like so, and then underneath you've got the papers and the cards, and hey presto, you'll have some flowers. And that's what I've gone and used in the matte laminating sheets. And as you see, they, see that one? Yeah. They laminate quite well, and they're nice to stick in as a little dangle into some of the nature books, or the material books that I do. So that's how I dry my flowers. You don't have to use one of those. Before I had this little contraption, I used to use a really, really heavy old book, and again put it the flowers in between sheets of white card, and pile things on top of the book and leave it again in my studio. And I would then get, whoops, I would then get the same effect. But I quite like them as little tags, as you see there. Okay, so the next ones are these ones. So these come, let me get my, these come as white ones, and if I can find the link where I got them from, I will link it in. And they just come as white ones, like so. And again, all I've gone and done is coffee stained them, let them dry completely, and then I've just gone and stamped on them. That one I've left blank because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. But again, so simple, so easy, and they do look quite good onto some of the work that we do. Then the next ones are going to be these ones. And these are slightly different, but these are the ones I really, really like. Now, I'm going to get all the bits and pieces ready to show you how I do them, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so I'll see you in a little while. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so to make these, this is what you're going to need. I'll just put those away on one side. You're going to want some scissors. You're going to want some glue, and the glue I use by choice is the Heavy Body Gel by Art Basics, a Finnabar product. You're going to want some black gesso or some black PVA glue. You're going to need a nail file. You're going to, or emery board or sandpaper of some description. You're going to use at the end some, I use liquid glass, and again you can get this from Amazon. It's a pour-in medium, which is a resin, and it's ends up just having a sort of glossy accents across it. You can buy another product which is much more expensive. This is much more cost effective. You're going to need to have a selection of old loyalty cards, vouchers, any sort of plastic card that you want. If you do use old banking cards, you'll have a number embossed. You need to rub down those embossed numbers, so I find these are far better. And then you're going to, oh, I'm a bit too close here, aren't I? Let's just come away a bit. Oh, sorry. There we go. Then you're going to want to have something to put on the front of your card, which is going to be your number, image, whatever it is that you're going to want to use. And you're also going to want to have some backing paper to use at the back of your card. And a paintbrush and a pencil, and that's it. So we'll start off with, the first thing I do is to select your card, and with this one I'm going to use a B&Q gift card. I've checked that there's no money on it, because the last thing I want to do is go and utilise something that's got some cash on it. And I'm just going to use the emery board, and I'm going to be using the 180, oh sorry, the 120 side, and we're just going to scratch the surface like so. And what this does is allow the glue to actually adhere easier to the plastic. So we're just going to rub it up and down quite easily like so. And then when you feel it, you should have some sort of texture there for the glue to stick on. Next I'm going to utilise some card I printed out and had got left over, and I'm going to utilise this just to cover the back of my cards. So all I'm going to do is lay it down, and if you can, get it as close to the edge there as you can, so at least one side you haven't got to trim, and then I just pencil roughly around it like so, and I'm going to cut that out. Now it doesn't have to be precise at this because we can trim it. It just gives us guidance of how big your loyalty card is. Put that on one side like so. And then we're going to get our glue, and I would prefer to use my finger when I use this glue. Just my preference. You can use a brush if you want to, or a piece of foam, whatever sort of takes your fancy. But using your finger you get a nice even, well I think you do anyway, a nice even covering of the glue, and you don't put an excessive amount on, and that way it sticks down quite easily and will dry quite quickly. So then we just put that against the card there like so, as straight as we can, press it down, make sure it's quite firmly settled down. And then I'm going to put the glue lid back on for a minute. I do that so it doesn't dry out too quick. And then I'm going to, by then it's basically nearly set. So what you can do then is just go around with your scissors and just trim off the excess around those corners like so. Now it's obviously up to you what you use as your backing card, or even for your front images, you can use whatever you like. You can even just put on a piece of plain card and stamp on it, let that dry and then continue. Or you can do what I've gone and done, is taken some images that I want to use and I'll just glue those on. Now it doesn't make any difference whatsoever if you've got pieces of the loyalty card left over, because we're going to trim these down anyway. And then you're going to do exactly the same on your image. So these happen to be numbers from Tim Holtz papers that I found a small piece of, and I thought, well, I'll utilise those because I quite like the format that the numbers have been made in. Now again, because this is smaller, I've actually gone and put the glue onto the paper rather than onto the card, and just slot it down like so and press down. And then we're going to leave that to dry. Now if you've got a problem where you've cut the numbers out and it's too small, you can at this stage actually add them to it. You don't have to have it as a one straight piece of card. Now I'm just trimming this one down just to show you what I mean. Ooh, there we go. Now this isn't my idea. I've seen this on somebody else's YouTube channel, and she did say that it wasn't her idea as well, and she'd seen it on someone else's YouTube channel. Unfortunately I can't remember who it was, and I can't remember who she said she saw it with either. So whoever it was, thank you, because it's a brilliant idea. I love it, and I've got loads of these cards because I used to collect them at one time. So if anyone knows who it was, please let me know, and I'll attach it to the video to say thank you and who it was that originally thought of the idea. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we'll just let me put my lid back on. There we go. I want to keep that nice and tight. So all you're going to do is place that on like so. Put it down and then add the missing piece to it. Simples. Just like so. There we go. And again, we set that to one side and we can trim that off once that's completely dried. So that's that stage. So I have actually gone and done one already, and I've put the backing on, and I've also fixed my images. These happen to be toadstools or mushrooms. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut these down. Well, I'm going to use scissors. I've tried with other things, other methods, and scissors seem to be the best option. Well, this is the best option for me, if I'm honest. There we go. So we're going to trim those down like so. Just checking that I'm in focus. There we go. Because I keep moving around and then I go off shot, and I don't really want to do that. There we go. So we've cut that down to size, and once we've done that, we can then trim them down to the size that we want. So I'm going to use the smaller scissors because that might give me a bit more control. Yeah. So what we do then is we're going to cut off, and for the purpose of this I'm just going to cut one off. So we've now got our little image. So, oh, let me try and get hold of one. Oh gosh, it's not stuck properly. Hang on. So this is where you must make sure that it's cut down properly. Okay, so with this one, as you can see there, I've rounded the corners. Now to do that, we need that to be glued completely down. So I do apologise for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to just nip off the corner, like so. We're going to do that on all the corners, like so. Like so. And to be perfectly honest, you're best waiting for this to dry, if possible overnight, anything that you're sort of gluing. But I'm trying to be clever and not doing very well at it. So once you've done that, you can use your file again, and we can, just as if you're filing your nails, we just want to just trim that down to be round. And it doesn't take an awful lot to do it, as you see. Just like that. And move around to the next corner. And to the next corner. Now I'd prefer to use an emery board because I think you've got more control on it. There we go. Like so. So there's your little disc, and you've got the back in there at the same time. And all you need to do now is to make the hole. So I've got my hole punch, and I'm going to make a little tiny dot where I'm going to want my hole, and I'm going to want my hole about there. So somewhere about there is where I want my hole. And as you probably heard, that was quite hard to make the hole because you're going through a piece of quite stiff plastic. So once you've gone that far, what we're going to do now is go around the edges, and I'm going to use some acrylic black paint to do that. So we don't need an awful lot. I'm just going to put it into this, like so, into this lid from my, what was it? Oh, it was my chopped garlic. And then we're just going to go round the edges, just nice and gently, like so. Like that. All the way round, and just check on both sides that there's no white showing through. Now you can obviously use ink if you want to, but I found it was, I got a better result using the black paint or the black gesso. Obviously if you're doing a really colourful one, you could use colourful. Now there I've got just a little tiny bit of paint on there, so let's see if we can get that off. There we go. Ooh. So next, what we want to do is now put some gloss onto that once it's dried. So I'm going to leave that on one side to dry and then come back to you. Ooh, there we go. Back in a sec. Okay, so to make these corner tags with something there for them to dangle from, they're quite easy. So you just use some scraps So I've just got some scraps here that I'm going to use, that's been left over from another project. Now, if I remember rightly, yeah, that's about 1.5 inches, 4 centimeters across, and I'm just going to fold it across roughly about there, I think. Yeah, about there. Just fold that across, and then with my scissors just cut down like so. So I'm going to do, I'll do 2 of these for today, just to show you. So just roughly keeping it as square as I can. As you see, I haven't got a bone folder with me, but okay. So we've got 2 like that, and all we're going to do then is just go roughly around the edges with some distress ink. So for this one I'm using gathered twigs, because that's just what I have to hand, and I'm just going to go around the edges just to age them just a little bit, just like so. And I use these little makeup wedges because unfortunately I've lost my makeup egg that I normally use, can't find it anywhere. I've got a feeling my daughter-in-law's dog, Teddy, has gone and taken it again. So I lost my last one, and he tends to bury them in my garden. But I can't prove it, so he's innocent until proven guilty. So we've got the 2 there like that, and what we're just going to do now is just build up some little bit of collage on both of them. So I've got a strip here of just white paper that I've coloured with some distress oxides, and I'm just going to do a couple of numbers. Now these particular ones are from Tim Holt's field notes, I think these are. And I'm just going to do a couple of those like that, and then I can cut them down to size if I need to. I'm not the best at stamping, as you'll probably have gathered, but I try my best. There we go. And with that big long one, I'll do at the bottom there, and I'll do that one twice, like so. And I've got one there as well, so let's just utilise this one. Okay, so I've got some of those that I can use. And I've also got some numbers here which I can't remember where I got them from, but I do like the font of these numbers. So I'll just pick a couple out and do the same again. Whoops, stay there. That's it. Okay. That should do. I should have plenty to work with there. Okay, let's put the lid back on my ink. Ooh, there we go. So let's just build these 2 up. So first off, I've got this little one here, which I think is one of Tracy Fox's field note stamps, I think, or little note things. There we go. And we're just going to put that, I'll say, across there like that, like so. And then I've got this other one, and I've still got glue on my fingers, so I'll utilise it on this one. There, like that. Okay, and I turn them over. And I try not to overthink where I'm sticking and what I'm sticking at this stage, because I think it becomes more organic, we'll call it. There we go, and put another one on this one. And yeah, I do get glue all over my hands, and overnight I can sit there picking the excess off. A bit gross, I know, but it's part and parcel of my crafting. I'm not a particularly clean crafter, as you've probably gathered. And that's probably why I quite like grunge so much. Let's see. So that's going that way, so it doesn't really matter which way this one goes. But that was upside down. I think I might need to go for new glasses. Okay, so, oh, and I've got this one. Let's just put a little bit of distress on this one. Okay, straighten up a little bit. There we go. So you can use these on corners of pages or other tags. It's entirely up to you. They're quite useful. There we go. I'll try my best to keep in focus. Just like that. Ooh. Now I have got a big box of these little labels that I've pre-cut out that I can sort of dip into as and when, and I have sorted ones, and I also have number ones, which I like to have pre-cut ready for when I do my collage. Okay, so we've done that, so now I'm going to cut some numbers out that I feel I can slot into various areas. And as I said, I'm not the best at stamping, but I'll have a go. So let's see where we can put that one. And as I say, I try not to overthink what it is that I'm doing. I don't want to squirt too much glue out. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, quite like that. So on that side, while that's like that, I might just get a postal stamp and just stamp that on the corner there, like so. Yeah, quite like that one. So that's that side completed, and let's have a go at this one. So let's put a bigger, or do we do a smaller number? No, we'll do a couple of smaller numbers, I think. For this one. just trim that line off there. And pop that on. Now what I've gone and done is I've reduced the amount of choice that I've got, because I don't really want to be humming and hawing about what I've got and what I haven't got. So I'm trying to restrict myself into choices. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that one. We can put that one on side. And then let's finish this one. So with this one, I might just use a telephone number. Yeah, we could use that one, couldn't we? Let's just trim that off. And then go around the edge with that one. If I do it that way, I think, yeah, we'll do it that way. And as I say, it's probably best not to overthink, just to sort of go for it. Here's my motto. There we go. And again, we'll use the post stamp one there, I think. We'll come off the page a little bit, like that. And then on that side, let's see what we've got. What numbers have we still got left? Ooh. Let's go for these 3 numbers here. Yeah, we'll go for these 3 numbers here. Let's trim those down. Like so. Yeah, and I think I'll be quite happy with those, if I'm honest. Okay. Yeah, quite like those. So we've got our 2 now completed. So let me just tidy up my bit of a mess. As such. Ooh. And what we're going to need to do next is these little bits here, which are going to hang on to the side, and then you can dangle something from there. So all I've got here is a little strip of brown waste paper, and I'm going to just fold it approximately, let's see, what size is that? About 2 centimetres, which is about 3/4 of an inch. And cut that off. And do the same again for the second one. Doesn't have to be precise, just like that. And trim that off like that. Put that to one side. So you've now got 2 pieces. We're going to get our crocodile, and I want it to be the bigger hole, and we're just going to make a hole at the top end where the bend is. About centre. So like that. Oh, I'm away from you. There we go. And do the same again with the other one. Okay. So it folds out sort of like that. Okay. And then what we're going to do is get a nice little box of goodies. Get 2 little eyelets like so. Pop those in. to both of them, and then get your crocodile hold a second, spoon setting. That's it. Sorry about that. Helps to have it in the right setting when you're trying to do it. Ooh. One. And my other one, I'll get that one. Do the same again. And not gone and done it as well. I do have a problem with my thumb since I broke it. Not really staying in, so I'll just use this one. For whatever reason, I could have another go at another. Just don't want to waste time. This is the thing. Okay, let's get that one. Ooh, one colour. As they say, more haste, less speed. There we go. Another go at popping that in. I think sometimes the eyelets themselves are harder to do depending on the supply you get. That's better. Yes, that's better. We'll throw that one away. So once we've got those, we're going to just colour around the edges again. Like that, and then I'm just going to cut off the corners of each one like so, and then we're going to bend them back like that, so they're sort of butterflied, and then we're just going to pop a blob of glue on both the sides like that. Go and get your ticket, and then we just stick it on like that. So this is where the bend is, where the paper bends. Okay, so we've got the fold, and that just slots into there like that, and then we do exactly the same with this one. So that's where the fold is. We're going to get this, we're going to open it out, sort of butterfly it, and squeeze. A bit of glue, like so, and then, oh, I forgot to cut the corners. Well, I suppose you don't have to cut the corners, just my preference. Actually, I might stick it on the top there for a change, seeing that it seems to fit there quite nice. There we go. Ooh, straighten it off, leave to dry, and there we have it. We have our little corner tops. And again, obviously you can utilise whatever bits that you've got yourself to have a go. So that's the end of my selection of different tags that you can do. Do hope you've enjoyed watching me in my process, and hopefully you might have a go yourself and let me know how you get on. It's just that I like to have all the bits and pieces all ready. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We'd love to have you on board, and it does help my channel. And don't forget to hit the like button, and please do leave me a comment. I love to receive them from you. Thanks very much again. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Bye.